books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
Final.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam show here for Wednesday, October 22nd. We've got a great day of NBA basketball tonight. Huge slate of 12 games on the second night of the season. What a night it was to open the season, but we got 12 games tonight to look at here on the Morning Steam, and also a couple of games on college football gridiron and 3 on the ice tonight in the NHL after, we were trying to find some winners there yesterday on the Morning Steam in the hockey there yesterday. So hopefully we'll have a little better run with it today. We did bring home a few winners there yesterday here on the show. So thank you for joining me, and great to have you here as we get ready for a great sports betting day here. Include a little Champions League action as well. It ain't going to hurt anybody. And I'm watching some tennis here today. And how'd you guys do with those first 2 games yesterday in the NBA? How about it? Here on the Morning Steam, well, we did have the Golden State Warriors and Lakers game to go over there yesterday. And, I think that was a pretty good call. Went over there for sure. And the Warriors win over the Lakers here yesterday to get the season started. Actually, the first game with the Thunder, of course, taking on the Rockets there yesterday. We could also talk about that one because that one went double overtime. Could you believe it? And a great game, 125, 124. We had the under in that one, so I guess we lost. But it was under in regulation. Hey, there's some steam right there in the NBA right now. The Boston Celtics getting steamed here. They've been hanging out at 2.5 or so in that game against Philadelphia, and here comes the money. We're seeing Boston here right now up to 3.5 against Philadelphia today. What's going on with the Sixers here? Or is that money rolling in right now? Take a look at your odds feeds right now. You're clearly seeing a move on Boston here, and not officially a steam play yet, but Chicago's obviously taking some action here right now as well. I'm seeing some threes right now with Detroit and Chicago, with the Bulls taking a move here, at least Boston taking that steam, and we're underway here on the Morning Steam with some big moves here to get rolling. All right, SGA, he had 5 points at halftime. He was busy admiring his ring. Maybe he had it in his back pocket, and it was weighing him down. He wound up with 35 points and had one of the best overtime performances in basketball history. I think 24 points in overtime, as the Thunder struggled a little bit from three-point range for sure, 25%, but made a lot of shots, and hey, Houston had 21 turnovers. Got to fix that. Talked about Alperen Sengun and how he would have a monster game. Man, 39 points, one of the best players right now as we start the season for sure. Sengun there. Like I said, we did have the under there, but it did go over. And in that Laker game there late last night, what a game, with the Warriors pulling away to get that win over the Lakers. We had that one on the Morning Steam as we came in with, like I said, with the over in that game last night. Clearly went over there. Strong effort from Luka. Lakers need a lot of help right now. They're not getting much. Smart was okay off the bench. there, I thought, but man, the Warriors had some talent out there. Butler was looking good as well, and they got the win and the cover with ease there last night for the Warriors in that win and got off the season 1-0 against the Lakers without LeBron. So we'll have to see how that goes, but it was 119 to 109. Barely did go over actually on the final number there, right? I think it closed 227.5 or so. So let me say hello to folks in the chat. We'll talk a few more recaps here, and then we'll get going with the show. We got some basketball here. What did you think of the NBA on NBC and Peacock last night? It was a throwback. I thought it was, for an old guy here like me, I thought it was pretty great, and I thought it was better than the old days to a certain extent. How about when they'd have the slam dunk and the graphic would go off and they had the three-pointer and the three would be up there, and didn't get off to a great start. You paid all this money for the NBA rights, and then the microphones didn't work on the show intro, not the game intro. Did anybody watch the 1 hour preview show with the passing the mic around there to get going? But man, it was a well done production for sure. I think everyone's pretty happy and excited with it. Just made it feel important, right? No disrespect to TNT. That for the time, when they kind of stunned the world with wanting to get the big rights way back when, and did a great job, right? They developed one of the iconic sports programs of all time and inside the NBA. And we know that program's not quite done yet, but have a tough time beating some of the coverage that we saw last night. Now, we had the doubleheader on NBC last night with the early game and the late game, right, on Tuesday night. But just know that the Tuesday night NBC coverage will actually be split, a West Coast game and an East Coast game, pretty much in prime time for the viewer. So if you're on the East Coast, you get your prime time game first, usually featuring an East Coast team, maybe an East Coast home team, and then you have to go to Peacock. This is if you have Peacock or don't have Peacock and just get NBC over the air, or maybe on your cable or YouTube TV or something, or however you get them. But the NBC game will come on the East Coast, and then you'll have to go to Peacock to watch the West Coast game. And the vice versa is true for the Tuesday night package. You have to go to Peacock to watch the early game, the East Coast game, and then you'll get your West Coast game on your local network, and that's how that'll work. You're not going to have a doubleheader every week on the network, but that's how it'll work out here. And most of the weeks, I think, I didn't look at it all, but I did see that for sure. All right, let's say hello to the folks and Nuke Workers here today. Bobby Mack is with us and getting ready to go. And Nuke said, how about the Edmonton game there? Well, thanks, Nuke, man. You know what? I had a tough time there, though, yesterday with pulling off some winners, although we did have the under in the Devils Leafs game yesterday. We also had the Pens yesterday there over Vancouver, trying to find some bright spots here actually for some of my picks yesterday, because they weren't all great. I know that on a big tough card like that, really kind of disappointed there that it didn't come through with more winners yesterday. But we did have the Utah Mammoth there late as an underdog. But overall, I think it was not a great performance on the ice. But we'll see tonight with 3 games. Maybe that'll be better, and we'll be heavy in the NBA tonight. All right. And Robert said he also had that under in the Rockets game there as well. That was a little bit. Well, what can you say? I mean, it felt like even it was going to end there in the late basket, obviously. So, all right. Did Luka do it yesterday? Luka played well. Lakers need more, it feels like, right? Oh, wow. Look at everything went over 4 for 4 yesterday there. Wow. And the football and with the basketball there. And hey, I did have the over in that late game with Western Kentucky and Louisiana Tech. And well, yeah, sometimes you get lucky in that way, the other way, right? Was 20-20 at the end of regulation. Western Kentucky ended up winning the game, actually 28-27 in overtime. Western Kentucky, they scored a touchdown, then got a 2-point conversion for the overtime win. They led 20-7 at halftime. Tech was pretty good, man. They were 10 of 19 on third down. They outgained Western Kentucky by 100 yards. Hey, some steam here real quick. Western Kentucky, by the way, bowl eligible. Real quick, we got some steam right here, right now. Brooklyn Nets taking the steam against Charlotte here. Not a huge move, but down to 4.5 here. It had started to creep up a little bit with Charlotte taking some money, but here comes some Brooklyn money, it looks like here. And we're going to see this one going to 4.5 here at a few books. The square books are on the move, or the offshore books are on the move. Also DK on the move. The sharp books and the big online book isn't starting to move just yet, but that move just coming in here. Brooklyn Nets taking the steam here against Charlotte today. Also, Kennesaw State over Florida International. The Owls led 24-14 at halftime and stopped that 10-game road losing streak. Someone actually said it was 13. They sent me a message, said it was 13. I didn't back check it, but I'm sure they're right. Maybe I was just looking at the trend sheets there. Both teams were running the ball really well in that game, but Kennesaw, they had 2 quarterbacks in there. They were doing some dynamic things, and they looked pretty good in ending that losing streak there against on the road anyway, beating Florida International in that game. Jenkins, so for FIU, had 300 yards and a touchdown. All right, and I'll say hello to a few more folks here. I'm watching a match just wrap up here in tennis. Good morning to our Toms. Hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Like it, share it, pass it around. Casper Ruud just rocked Quentin Hallis here in straight sets, although the second one went to a tiebreaker. Jimmy here, and that's interesting. Okay, that is okay. Interesting, Robert. Yeah, look, they had a lot of great things out there, and you know what? I think it's going to be some quirks a little bit too to start the broadcast there. Remember, we got some other types of broadcasts coming in as well. Nuke said he was on the Hilltoppers there, as I was as well. Not here on the show, but maybe on some other shows, if you know what I mean. We have the Hilltoppers. Yeah, we were on the Hilltoppers. And Jimbo here, hello. And Jermaine as well. And Fernando here as we get ready for the start of the show. Okay. Hey, everyone, you get more picks from me here today, and especially now with basketball season up, I'm going to send out some bigger packages here. Didn't send anything out on Winnable yesterday in the pros. Hopefully you got my picks on the air here on a couple of different shows. If it's not a premium, we're still going to give out a pick somewhere. So if it's coming in as a premium, though, we're on it. So keep on the lookout for those winnable subscriptions here, especially when college basketball starts. This is sports betting season, and there's no better time to really hook up with me because college basketball, look, I'm going to be sending out some packages. You're going to be getting 6-packs, 7-packs of games on college basketball days, sometimes, 2 or 3 times a day. On Saturday, I'm sure we'll have upwards of 10, 12 picks or more here, depending how we're doing too, right? You step it up when you're on fire and you back it off when you're not, but can't wait for college basketball. We're just a couple of weeks away, so you want to hook up with me over at winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20%. You'll get a nice stream of picks. I'm involved in some tennis action tonight with some of the play on the men's side here this evening, just kind of getting rolling here on some of those picks right now. So make sure you're heading over to winnable.com/Ramon and pick up 4 plays from me right now for this weekend, for right now, for coming up right now, men's tennis right here. Okay, see a steam move coming in here in college football right now. If you're interested, I'm seeing Colorado State here taking some steam right now in their game this weekend. It's the last game on the board, actually. Colorado State, they were a 5-point dog or so, but it looks like it's going down to 4 or so. They were, I'm sorry, Wyoming was as low as 3. Then they started betting Wyoming up a little bit, and now here comes the take a little bit on Colorado State. It looks like to me off the cuff here a little bit as I just get the line in and review the moves here so far this week. All right. Thanks to everyone. Apache Storm, hello. He says here, under in Orlando. There you go, Apache. Robert, thank you. Hey, yeah, we sent that one out on the free picks account there yesterday. It was a 0-0 draw. It's funny because I'm not going to come on here and blow a bunch of. But I was like, man, it would be a goal in this game. I don't know. One goal might win. And yeah, doesn't look great there, Apache Storm, does it? So we'll see. We'll preview the game in just a moment. Let's get ready to go here. And I'm so excited. If you watch the live show, I was waiting for all of my dreams have finally been answered. I mean, I'm 57 years old here, and I never thought they would mix an Oreo with a Reese's, but there it is. And it finally came. I can't, could have just went to the store, but I had to get them on Amazon and order like 5 bags of the stuff. But an Oreo and a Reese's in the same product, I couldn't believe. Why? What else do I need in life here at this point but to have an Oreo and a Reese's together? All right, cash gain here today. Let's go. NBA, I'm ready. We got to get to the show here. Throw them. Yeah, no doubt, Apache. In fact, this bag was in. You could tell it's already melted a little. I'm not going to eat this one now. Well, probably throw it down in a few after we're done. But I'll just take a few out of the refrigerator is what I do for sure. Okay, let's get ready and talk NBA. And we got a 12-game card to go over here. And man, I don't know what the line was when you went to bed or if I even went to bed, but now the Cavaliers are 2-point favorites. A week ago, the Knicks were 3.5-point favorites in this game. I'll just say right now, maybe you already know that. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. Maybe you thought at least maybe the Knicks because they were like a 1-point favorite there for a short time as well. And then a few injuries on the Knicks are affecting this line. Believe it or not, I believe they said the Knicks might have a player or two already on. Yeah, Mitch Robb. Mitch Robb is on rest, but for game 1, you guys, I think that's the report. I think, there's probably a little bit of an injury there or something, right? But apparently Mitch Robb is already on load management here in game 1. Josh Hart is out as well. So Karl Anthony Towns is questionable, but you know what? He might be in there. OG is probable here as well. Garland's out. For the Cavs, Hunter's questionable, and Strus is out for the Cavs here. But the move is clearly on the Cavs at this time. It's up to 2, it's up to 2 here at some books. So maybe a couple books are still hanging out at 1.5. But looks to me here like the Cavs are the favorite going up against the Knicks here. And look, the Cavs have had their way with the Knicks actually in this series. They've gone 16-6 straight up at the Garden, and also 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 matchups here against the Knicks. So they've taken the steam. This series is kind of an under series for sure. I don't know if you caught me on my night show last night, but I went under in almost every game. I think I'm in under on 9 of the 12 games today. Now, when I went into the card to handicap it, get the numbers out, and look, it's game 1. So maybe I'm just, I'm sticking to my numbers. I watched the whole preseason. We made picks here on the show the whole time. But I ended up going to, the under in every game, it seemed like. I was like, these numbers are high, and you look at them, they are very high. There's no doubt they're high, but also there is I think a perception or even an agreement by a lot of analysts, people like me, people like those, even those good analysts with all their metrics and all that on those big channels. Everyone kind of feeling like, wow, the scoring is really going to come in. And I felt the same way. I was buying into what they were saying. My numbers had already said kind of that I agree. And even with the increase in my numbers, they still didn't come out as high as these numbers. So I'll dial it back. The same thing was true yesterday in both games. I'm not saying they both went, under. I mean, like I said, I went under in Oklahoma and Houston, OKC, and it went over. But remember, in regulation, it was clearly an under. I'm not whining about it. I'm just saying for the pace, the tempo, and all that. Meanwhile, in the Golden State Lakers game, I was calling for an over in that game, even with the fact that all my numbers were kind of high. So the fact that it barely went over is kind of the same thing in an over. In fact, the 3 overs that I am kind of on today, I wouldn't be surprised if they barely went over. And then maybe, look, I'm not all gonna win. I mean, obviously, but we'll see if that. I'm going to just see how that is with my numbers because I'm under in almost every game. I promise you. I'm going to give a lot of sides out right now because of that. So, okay, let me get going. I'm feeling a little Oreo and Reese's acid reflux or something here with the old guy.
Play final.
A little bit more. Oh, let me get some college football steam here while I'm trying to recover here. In fact, this one is Friday night. Boise State, Nevada. We're seeing some steam to the over here right now. It looks like it's going to go over 51.5 here at this point, maybe a little higher. We're seeing steam to the over with Boise State and Nevada game on Friday night, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Okay, I'll start to get your comments. I'm not even started my preview yet, and I'm still kind of conceptualizing what I'm talking about. But look, in this series, I'm probably going under no matter what. It feels like with Cleveland and the Knicks here, but I'm playing the move. I'm going to be on the Knicks in this game here on the Morning Steam Show as my play here. Let me get your comments, and I can try to talk about personnel with 12 games. I know it's opening night. I did talk a little bit of personnel on the night show that I appear on, if you can check that out. But I won't leave you hanging too much here, and want to hear from you guys as well. So tell me about. I'll give out my favorite fades maybe, and my favorite prop guys to go over in each game. Okay, here we go, and it's more about you guys anyways. So. Here we go. Nuke says that might be, you know what, if they serve these things, Nuke, and like those little, I'd probably eat those too. Justin's here. Cabs money line for Fernando. Here's Spider over on his props tonight. And let's see here. Robert's on the over. And Terrell says the Knicks will play more up-tempo here now with Mike Brown in there. I can buy into that. I'm still looking at a 227 here, 228 now. 228 on the screen there. R. Tomps likes it over. Okay, I get, you guys are going over here for sure. I there's going to be more overs tonight from you guys. Warriors are free money yesterday. Cash Gain says it was under in that first game. All right, Mitchell always comes to play in the Garden, says Kelly. And Will says he's got 7 bills on Celtics money line. Oh, that's what he had. I think that's what he has in the Sixer game there. Okay. So for me, I'm going to go with the Cavs here. I like Evan Mobley tonight for the Cavs. And over on the Knicks side, I'm probably going to fade Jalen Brunson, and maybe I'm going to fade Cat as well, but we'll see what his numbers are too. I know some of the books don't necessarily have. He still listed as questionable in this game, dealing with a quad issue here, and with Robinson already ruled out. I said rest. It is an ankle injury, but everybody's kind of making fun of it because we know he needs more rest than other players. So if Towns get on the floor, it's going to be Yabusele time. Go yabba dabba doo there in that one. And Anunoby is probable, but does have an ankle turn. So give me the Cavs here in this one. Cash Kane going under. Next up, we've got the Nets taking on the Hornets here. Brooklyn, watch out for Brooklyn here this season, maybe a little bit. Can they improve? They got off to a good start last year, and then obviously were a complete dive. But you know what? They've finally going about it. It feels like the right way here, and you're going against a Charlotte team that look they're pretty popular with the public as a young and upcoming team. And look, they do have some nice players. I mean, I like LaMelo. Yes, it's a tough. Sometimes if he's not totally leading everybody there, but let's see how it is with Kneppel here now. Miller in there. You guys already mentioned Miller, I think, in the chat. So let's see how you have it today here when Brooklyn takes on Charlotte here. Brooklyn's been strong on the road against Charlotte. They've won 8 of the last 11 matchups between the two and also covered 15 of 20 in the series overall. Nets, look, the teams are kind of even here, right? Over the last couple of years, maybe the Hornets have been a little bit better. They're not talking about when the Nets had, tried to go with the older players. Now they're doing it the way they should be doing it. It feels like for the most part with we'll see in there, but you got to figure with Cam Thomas, with Michael Porter Jr., with Claxton in there. Watch out for the Nets here maybe in this game. Maybe they can come out of here with a victory. The steam has come in on the Nets here a little bit, like we said just a short time ago, and the steam had already come in on the under, but give me the Nets here in this one. I'm going to take them here plus the points against Charlotte today. And we'll see. I know Charlotte's going to be popular here in the chat. I feel like I'm going to be a little bit in the minority here, but I'm taking the Nets today. Here we go with you guys in this one. I think for me, this one will be hard, but I think Ben Saraf is a guy to look at to beat some of his props. I know not every book might have a lot of props on Saraf, but I do think going up here maybe against LaMelo a little bit, that it will be an advantage for Saraf here. And I'm actually going to fade Bridges and Miller and maybe Kneppel as well. I think the numbers came a little bit high, and I like that. So might be on a little bit on the fade of those guys here. We know for Charlotte, do have, let's see here. Let's take brief look at the injuries, but I think we're okay. Let me get back to your plays here, actually. I don't think the injuries are significant here on this one. Okay. Cabs for Will Johnson. And Terrell says take Cat over on his point total. Let's make sure he's in, though, right? And Will says the Nets are no good. He says, no, it's not. We won't stop. We won't stop. Said, who do you got in Australian basketball? And we went with the over in the game last night with Perth and the Taipans. Nets for Jimbo. Cleveland owns the Knicks, but because of the spread, right? I think Greg's saying, look, the Knicks were favored originally, and now the Cavs are favored, but again, the two relatively key injuries, I would think, to start the season. I think the line move is warranted of that Hornets money line. And Legacy says the Nets are down, right? I'm on this is the accurate number. I do believe it is maybe, but I've got the Nets over actually in their win total this season. I don't know if they'll smash it, but I'm expecting some improvement from the Nets right away. Not saying over 500 or anything like that. I mean, that was a pretty bad season last year. Hornets and over here for 9 Legacy. Here's Bobby Mack on the under. I guess it'd be hard not to be any worse than that. Mets team total under, says Fernando. Greg's on the Hornets to win it and cover. All right. I knew I'd be in the minority there, but I'm taking the Nets here tonight. Okay, next up, the Heat are taking on the Magic here. So we know the Heat has had a little bit of an awkward off season here, off the court a little bit, but we'll see what they can do here in this one against the Magic, right? And look, have the Magic already passed the Heat up, or are they better than the Heat overall? Was the Heat just down? Miami's been very successful against Orlando. They've won 16 of the last 22 games and covered 6 of the last 9 games here in Orlando when the two teams have played. But here right now, you have the Magic favored by 8.5 in this one, as if they're really going to clobber these guys here to open the season. So kind of interesting there, right? Considering the numbers here a little bit and what we've seen in the past. Miami does well in this series, but with this lineup, I think that's the problem. Everybody has Tyler Hero is out in this game, so we'll see. Also, Mo Wagner, he is out, but Franz Wagner, that's who you need. He's in there. I'm actually going to have the fade on him. I'm going to have the fade on Banchero here a little bit on this one, and Jalen Suggs. He is. Let me see if he's on the injured list still or off. I mean, he is dealing with a little bit of an injury. He is questionable for the game, along with Mo Wagner. And for the Heat here, like I said, Hero is out there. Jovic also, I think, questionable in this game. So I think for me here, let me go to the chat and see what you guys have here in this one. Man, I guess Orlando. I mean, when you see an 8.5 here, you almost got to think might want to be playing just you're like, wow. I mean, 8.5. I know Orlando's good, or continuing to improve, and the Heat usually are pretty good, but yeah, maybe they tailed off a little bit, and they're going to be down again here with Wiggins and Bam. Not a great matchup for Bam against the likes of Wendell Carter, I think here, but what will we see from Drew Smith? Normie Powell's on the Heat now, so I mean, I think that's great. I want to take the Heat here plus these points. It does feel like the sharp side is to lay the points, actually, right? At 8 or even 8.5 here at some joints. But let me go to the chat and see what you guys have to say. And in this one, Jimmy Two Shoes talking a little Champions League soccer. My package there wasn't great yesterday. We sent out for sure. I think we might have had. Did we have one winner yesterday? PSV didn't get off to a good start at all in Champions League play there, but I'm firing again today. You better believe it. Robert's on the Heat here. Cash Kane, Magic to smash. And Will says you just got to take the Magic. I mean, minus the points, Will, too, I guess, huh? Robert on the under here in this one. Look, Robert had to go 215 here. And I'm even seeing 214.5. I was on a show last night, and I think it was 217. No, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't, but tell you what, I'm not, I'd be tempted to go under a little bit here, right, Robert? Like I'd play the reverse line, the what do we call it? We're just in basketball season, right? The alternate line. I'd probably go down to under. I'd probably play under 210 or something like that as well. But that again, I'm just sticking to my numbers here. Is what I'm doing. All right, Magic win and Magic team total over, though. Pat Riley didn't make any move. He only made negative moves, right? Orlando pulls away by double digits, says Terrell. Okay, that's great here. Banchero will be in the MVP. That would be awesome if he is. That would be a huge – I mean, he was great. He is great. That would be a huge move. How about the goal by Holland yesterday? Wasn't that just so typical? I got a buddy that looks like – Holland, and he plays his sports when I'm playing with him or even against him, like not so nonchalant. Those guys, I hate those guys. I mean, this guy's my friend, but I hate those guys that look like they're not trying at all. And you're like, dude, I'm out there busting my ass, and you're not even trying. But he's like 10 times better than you. He doesn't even have to look like he's trying. All right, that's Holland, man. He's incredible. I mean, just a huge man. Okay, give me the Heat here. Give me the Heat. I'm going to take the Heat, and hopefully they look. Still, you got a great coach. You got a great organization. It was a little bit. Could this be the downfall of the Miami Heat? Is I think what you guys might be saying in there.
Urgent message.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's not. They're just saying that the Taiwan playoff game was rained out last night there. All right, here we go with the Raptors and the Hawks in this one. The Hawks are favored here by 5.5. Taking on the Raptors here tonight. You got Trae Young, you got Johnson, Daniels, Porzingis on the Hawks here. For Toronto, got, of course, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes. You've got Emmanuel Quickly in there as well. So let's get to it with these two, Toronto and Atlanta here today. Get your picks ready as well. I'm showing right now Atlanta 5.5. The total here 236. It's way up there. Another one here that feels like a big total to me. But let's take a look though with this one with Toronto and Atlanta. Toronto, they've always done pretty well here in Atlanta. They've actually covered 10 of the last 14 meetings between these two teams, or 110 of the last 14 meetings here in Atlanta, yet Atlanta has done well at home when laying smaller numbers against. It's almost like when Atlanta's been a small favorite against Toronto, that's when that's the four that they've kind of done well on and won those games. Interestingly enough, the total has been high in this series when the two teams have met. And this one is gone up here to 236.5. In this one, man, that is pretty high. And I feel like this is one where maybe you should consider the. Let me see what you guys have, and then I'll commit. Maybe I need to go with the side here in this one. Let's see what you have here in this exciting opening night of the NBA season. Tell you what, I was, just like anybody ready for a new season, love a new season, right? But I thought the NBC coverage, it got me going a little. I was like, okay, this is taking a basketball look. We don't need to pump these guys up any further, I think, but it felt like a little bit of a big deal there last night. Raptors will be one of the best underdogs this season, says Will. He doesn't trust teams from Georgia. Robert's on the Raptors. So is Jim here on those Raptors today. So, all right, I get it here. But, man, I think I'm still going to go under this number. This one, my numbers are clearly under here by a few points. So, just going to stick with my numbers on day one, but I will tell you, man, the eye test. I usually will if the numbers go south, I may sometimes go with the eye test. I don't know if you guys could tell, but man, kind of want to go to the over there. But at 236, I'm going to go under one more time in this one with Toronto and Atlanta. Well, I already said I got 9 of 12 games going under. So, okay, here we go. Let's see. Terrell says Trae, he averages 26 points against these guys. All right. Next up, not much from you guys, but I bet there will be in this one. Philadelphia and Boston here. And we've said, man, Boston up to 3.5 here in the total. That total is so stale right now, isn't it? Man, it's up to 229 here. Okay, I get, you know what? It is, yes, Maxey and crew. Maybe Philadelphia is going to ramp it up here a little bit. Maybe they'll be, like we said, only, let me update it there, get it right at the 3.5 number now with that steam that came in. But no Tatum, so we know that. So, I think that's part of, whoops. Sorry about that, you guys. So that's part of it. But still the Celtics. I mean, what were the Sixers doing for any of us last year? I mean, yeah, we had the injuries. Everything went south there after a while. And what are we all fixed up and ready to go in Philadelphia now with the Sixers here against the Celtics? All right, well, let's hear from you guys in this. Maybe it is. Maybe this is a turnaround. Now, granted, like I said, it opened 1.5, now up to 3.5. And, there is some issues here, like I said, with the Celtics. You got Tatum, is, of course, out here. I was saying last night, man, can you believe it seemed like just a few months ago we were watching him go down with that injury, and it's going to take so much time with an Achilles injury. And now here we are in the third week and it's time to go. It's time to go. And you know that Jason Tatum's nowhere, is not close. We already know his timetable, but I mean, isn't it amazing that, yes, it was, obviously late in the postseason, you get injured, but it's time to go and there's no time to waste. So Jaylen Brown, questionable here in this one. PG is out as well with the knee soreness here to start the season. And Mr. Everything, Jared McCain, is out tonight for Philadelphia. So let me hear from you guys, though, in the chat with Philadelphia and Boston here tonight. I'll tell you my favorite players in this game here, and I want to hear what you've got in this unique matchup, this matchup, if you will. Boston's dominated Philadelphia at home in winning 4 of the last 5 in pretty convincing fashion and have won 6 of the last 7 overall. The totals have leaned slightly over when these two teams have met, but I think we see probably enough defense out there tonight, maybe to consider my under again. But it's a good matchup for White, a good matchup for Brown. Should he be in there? It's a hamstring injury, but he strained it in the final game of the preseason, but he did put in a couple of full practices, and he said he is feeling great, taking it one day at a time, which is a great sign for his availability tonight. How is Neemias Queta going to fare here, getting those minutes for Boston here tonight? Let's see what you guys have. I don't mind any of the Boston guys and their numbers here, actually. Here we go with your plays in the chat. And Celtics for Will. He says this is Celtics being underrated, right? Kelly says go with KP. KV says go with KP over with the 3s. Will Johnson, Greg says 119, 114 Atlanta in that other game. Boy, that's right on the line pretty much, isn't it? And let's see what Justin has here. Embiid let's hope. Let's cross our fingers. Now, I'm on the Celtics here on the show, and I'll lay it with these points tonight. But let's hope for Embiid, not just for your play, Justin, but you know what I mean. Let's hope Embiid can get going through this season. I'm actually fading Maxey tonight. I'm fading Oubre possibly here as well this evening. And look, they've got a big weakness, it feels like to me in this game. I believe whoever's going to be in there with a Barlow, I would guess, will be a man here tonight that'll need to step up for Philly, and I don't know if he will, and I think that's probably where Boston gets them. If Barlow busts out and has a big game, I'm probably going down tonight. If Barlow gets if double digit points maybe, and there. All right. Jimmy's on the Celtics here. Will says everyone is counting Boston out. I'm surprised that they are, because I would think that, to me, Boston looks like, look, maybe they won't get the number 1 record because of missing Tatum the whole time, but have they really taken any step backwards here? Yeah, it's a little different team, but I think Boston's one of the top teams in the league. But I understand people, you see change, you're not quite sure, but Embiid will be injured by halftime. Derek White here for Terrell. And let's see, Greg says something is wrong with Boston. Well, I think, Jason Tatum is just a huge, right? Is he worth 4 points, maybe. Jaylen Brown going to go all out. Hopefully, I mean, he looks like, I think he will make this lineup tonight. Roberts on the Celtics here. If Hauser's going, I think Hauser will be going, and I would look to play Hauser tonight as well over Celtics under here, and I think I'm right in line with our Tomps. Just too many. Pritchard is the only player I'm kind of down. I love Pritchard, don't get me wrong, Will, but Pritchard's probably the one player that I would fade tonight on Boston here. I think I'm on everybody else positively, though. Take the Sixers, Greg says, if you're getting 3.5. Kelly says, what about first game trends? I don't really cover those. I don't mind them, but I didn't go out of my way to research them. I like to just kind of carry over the previous season, to be honest. I mean, yes, there's personnel and you should take all that, but a lot of times the reason why I don't mind the overlap, because like people say, they've covered 7 out of their last 8, and they were like in the 3rd game of the season, but to me, it's a matter of the public's perception of the team, and that's how come a team usually has a winning spread record or a losing spread record, right? Because technically the spread is the great divide. The great even, makes the game even, and teams covering the spread usually because they're underrated by the public, and then vice versa if they're overrated. So that's how I look at it. I'm not really saying that, man, this team's surging again and they're going to be hot just because they were hot at the end of last year. To me, it's the public's perception of the team that creates those trends that we recite every day. I hope that's a good explanation. I mean, sometimes, you can't. Look, what happened last night? Whoa, 13 losses in a row on the road, and they went out and smashed. So that can happen. Yep, and, you should have saw it coming, right? I mean, bad job by me. A great job in that game, right, by Kennesaw. Okay.
Team play.
Oh, man, this is exciting. Wish it was already time to play the games. Terrell says, with Pritchard at home, it makes a big difference. It does. Yep. Derek White will have a great night. Oh, boy. He really should have a great night tonight. And Brown. All right. AOD's ready for some Pistons today. And Terrell there. Oh, my tennis match just seems to have a stalling here. All right, and Sixers beat them with Tatum. Is that from would beat them with Tatum or beat them last year? Sorry about that, brother. I don't know what quite we're saying there, but appreciate it. Whoops. Okay, here we go. All right, I guess that's it. We'll keep it moving here right now. Thanks, you guys. Thanks to Flea Mathis as well. All right, next up, we got the Pistons taking on the Bulls here with the Bulls at, well, I think like we said, you got to move this one down. The Pistons are clearly a 3-point favorite here right now in this game. And the total, where's my 3, and the total's moving here right now. Right now, the total's moving to 235. It's moving higher here. Again, more over money, more over coming in. Wow. Okay. Look, I get it. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, too. I thought 230 points was a high-scoring game, and this thing's telling me 235. And we'll see. Maybe the sum of it, because I definitely said we were talking about preseason. We were talking about how high the scores were in the preseason, that maybe even compared to past preseasons where you'd think no defense, that the scores were a little bit higher this year. So maybe there's some of that here. Look, Josh Giddey's set up for quite a game here. It feels like, though. One guy who might not have any problem is Giddey here. Also, Vooch should have a pretty good matchup to have a big game. Cade Cunningham could have a monster game here, but a little bit of a fade here on a couple of these guys. And let's see what you guys have, though, here with the Pistons and the Bulls. And I'll get into it some, but for Chicago here, they have dominated at home against Detroit. They've won 18 of the last 23 matchups between these two teams, and also have done a good job covering the spread, not 18-5, but some of the times they were favored and didn't cover, but they do win the games, and here they are as a dog here right now. And I don't know, you got the Bulls as an improved team at all, or you just have Detroit still on that trajectory that they're going to just keep improving here right now with Usher Thompson, with Cade, with who else do Jalen Duren here for sure, right? But you also got to look at some Chicago here. Man, I want to cover a couple of steam plays in football here real quick. TCU and West Virginia is getting steamed right now in their game this Saturday. TCU and West Virginia, the total was 55.5. We're going to see it probably get as high as 57 here by the time it stops moving, maybe by Saturday. This one keeps going up here with TCU and West Virginia. Also, San Diego State and Fresno State. I'm interested in that one for sure. Can you believe what San Diego State, this turnaround? It was 49.5. Right now, we're seeing this thing go down to 47.5 here under City. San Diego State and Fresno State, they play for the oil can. And that game is moving under here right now. Yep, they play for the oil can. All right. Continue on here. Detroit, Chicago. I'm going to your plays here. Historically, the totals have been under in this series with Detroit and Chicago. Make no mistake, the steam came in on the under too, but not anymore. The move is on the over for sure. Here we go with some picks from you guys. Pistons for Jimmy here. And Robert is got the Bulls here. Timmy says, remember Chad? Where's the Chad challenge? I'm ready for the Chad. I'm only down, Chad hit 67% on me and he never come back. You'd think you'd keep coming back for more. I'll be your Huckleberry. But great follow. Chad's a great follow, I'll tell you that. Greg says, Pistons 118-117 and a tight one there. That is right on that total too. And here's Buzelis, right? I mean, I'm on Buzelis this season. I don't know if I'm on him this game. I'm kind of neutral on Buzelis, but man, I don't mind him here. I'm probably going to need him actually here if I'm going to take Chicago in this one. But let's see here. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Okay. Here we go. Duren here. Double. Greg says the Bulls will be tough at home. Nets tickets are $42. So let me see. I buy a ticket to the Nets game, and then what do? I bet against them, right? Wait. I buy the $42 ticket, go to the game, and then, and bet against them. Okay. And the stacks challenge. Justin, you could have a challenge on any game that we disagree on, and you can come in here the next day and celebrate anytime. Sonny says, right what Billy Walters said, and I agree with all these concepts. I think Sonny, thank you for taking time to type out such a poignant comment here about Billy Walters' strategies here. And like I said, one thing about Billy Walters that I kind of agree with here that, I love to handicap. I love the numbers, and I love to make my picks. But I follow a lot of people because you know why? Billy Walters always says handicap the handicappers. That's what you should be doing. Giddy to go over. And, that's what – actually, my goal is to go on the tennis tour and just bet tennis all around the world, go from stop to stop and just bet tennis. But I guess I got to be a little better. Okay, that's it for that game. I'm sorry. I'm on the Bulls here. I'm on the Bulls today plus those points. Look, the move's on the Bulls here, right? It was 4. It was 2, went all the way up to 4, and then down to 3. Okay, my play is on the Bulls. Okay. All right, next up, we got the Pelicans and the Grizzlies here right now, with the Grizzlies favored by 4.5. Total here, 237. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. In fact, it might be a little bit lower. It might be going a little bit lower here, which is interesting because I think this is the only game where I'm really like, as high as these numbers were, my number came higher, and I was like, I still like it higher. And it's not my official play here on the show, but I'll just say that even though I said I'm on pretty much every under, I don't think I'm on the under in this one, you guys. I think this one goes. I want to pick the side though. Here, Memphis has had a strong edge against New Orleans at home, winning 7 of the last 9 and covering 6 of the last 8. Usually, this is a lower trend, trending lower in this series. But I think this year, right now, we already know Memphis pushed that pace, and I think they're going to do it again. The numbers are real high. In fact, I'd prefer just to take the over in the game and not play probably any props on Memphis, seeing those numbers like they were. In fact, the only guy I kind of like in the game is Jordan Poole. To tell you the truth, I think the numbers came like they knew it was going to be the highest scoring game of the night here by far. I wouldn't be surprised if this one is in the mid 240s here, I think, with New Orleans and Memphis. But let me hear what you guys have to say. I'm gonna take the side here in this one. Let me hear what you guys have. I'm on Memphis actually in this game, so let's see what you guys have in this one with New Orleans and Memphis today. Thanks to you guys doing a great job with these picks here. Okay. Will says the Devils are playing good so far. We'll get to the hockey here. Memphis for Robert as well. Robert and I together again. I think Robert and I, we're back on basketball, and Robert and I ready to go. I felt like it should have been 4-0 last night, but that total, hey, it happens. Greg just paid everything from New York, right? I mean, not only are they terrible, right? But you already have the New York tax built in, right? They're always going to be, more people are betting in New York than anywhere else because there's just more people in New York, right? Hitting all their betting apps and all that. Okay, New York lacrosse team. What are they called? Oh, man. Oh, I can't think of it right now. Some people love betting lacrosse. I know that, it picked up a lot of traction this year. You obviously had, Kelly doing all her, Kelly in Vegas, not our Kelly, but, doing her lacrosse stuff. And look, I think I'm a lacrosse fan. I mean, I'd covered lacrosse for many years. One thing they always assigned me to do, I never made it to ESPN or the Athletic or anything, but I did write many years for the San Diego Union covering high school sports. And when lacrosse championships came there, Ramon, you're out there. Kind of like we'll send Ramon out, send somebody who knows the game a little bit out there. And I'd write the lacrosse championships for the newspaper for years. Okay, the New York Atlas. Thank you, Will. And lacrosse is great. Who loves lacrosse is Bill Belichick. I mean, that's his favorite. That's arguably his favorite sport. All right, Grizzlies are tough at home. Take them 120 to 116, says Greg. Greg's numbers are always right on the number, though. Okay. Oh, Sonny's on fire in the chat today. Thank you, Sonny. Sonny, yesterday the skies were full. Okay. Wizards and the Bucks. Now we're starting to deal with some big spreads here already. You tell me that the Milwaukee Bucks are already a 10-point favorite against the Wizards. Well, maybe they are. I mean, hopefully the Wizards are improved this season, and hopefully we'll get, with CJ McCollum kind of leading it. Alex Sarr will be in there, hopefully doing some things. Chris Middleton now joining up here, Bub Carrington and Keyshawn George. So Look, it's tough to get behind a Washington team here at this point, but Milwaukee, they're kind of having to dig deep a little bit. I don't think their depth is very good. Now, Giannis, what can I say? I think Giannis is in line for a pretty strong game here, I'm sure. And maybe Miles Turner is as well. Koulibaly is out for the Wizards. But you guys go ahead in the chat. Let's see what you have. Milwaukee's dominated Washington at home, winning 9 of the last 10. Usually it goes under when these two teams meet, and this one did get steamed to the under. Opened as high as 229, but is down to 227.5. So there is that. There is a move to the under a little bit here in this one, but I got to take the Wizards here right now in this game. I mean, look, if Milwaukee gets out here, and I just don't think we're going to see Milwaukee as an off-the-charts team here. They may be still very, very good, figuring the teams in the East, they'll have plenty of wins there as well, but to come out here and win a game by 10 points on opening night with this depth, I guess, because certainly there's a lot of stability in that lineup with Porter Jr. as well, with Gary Trent Jr. There, and AJ Green, I guess, as well. It got that contract extension. So, look, the Bucks are set, but are they really that much better? They probably are, but at least on the first night, can't the Wizards bring enough here to stay within the number? All right, Kelly. Oh, Kelly, that'd be yeah, and I cover, I still do my high school coverage every night. If you guys follow me on X, and you can sometimes see me doing it, and it's like not very popular, but I have to do it for my community there, and I've done like community college play-by-play and stuff like that. But I never caught fire there, I guess. I think I'm pretty good. But Mike and Jeff don't think my play-by-play is very good. Inside joke. All right. New York Alice won the championship. All right. Wizards are terrible, but take the 10. Sonny's on. Good one here with us. And Middleton, good point, Kelly. Didn't even think about that. Middleton against his former team. CJ too, though, right? Bucks minus 10 for cash gain. F. Donahue is here. Back in our road runners. Yeah. Thanks, man. You know what? It's like I think even I can agree. Okay, a little barg, right? Yeah, maybe I'm talented, but I'm only talented to. I don't know. It must be pretty talented to be here in front of you guys, right? It must be the peak of my career right here with you guys on the Sports Money Network talking sports betting. It took me 57 years to get here in front of the 5 dozen of you here right now in the chat or in the lobby. Okay. And the brother, the 3 brothers, they should, but you know what? They really look. The other brother hasn't really caught fire there or anything under, but maybe together and stuff like that. But I also think that I'm not saying that there's, that Giannis brings in his brothers as kind of a, I don't want to say the word, but maybe just maybe he brings them in because there's brothers, right? 118 to 109 for Greg. That's right there on that line again. And Markel's on LaMelo. You got to like the trio. There's no doubt they are nice. Giannis Trump. I like that. Okay, I'll take Milwaukee. If they lose, they lose. Here we go. Next up. All right, you guys are on fire. You guys are making me blush here right now, you guys. And I just come on here almost ad-libbing. And now that I'm not ad-libbing, I've got like pages of information and notes and colors and all that, and computers open here and open there and open there. But kind of ad-lib. I kind of ad-lib it a little bit. Got my picks written down. I know that, and I do have a little script over here that I kind of read off of sometimes. Sometimes I just kind of like Trump, just ignore the script and just start talking. right? Let's keep it moving here now and go to, we got the final 4 games here. Clippers on the road taking on Utah in this one with you guys are cheering me up too. It's been a couple all right, Clippers here on the road. Couple rough days with the picks, that's what I'll say. Starting to get some injury updates here actually as well, and starting to see some more movement on some of the games we already talked about here. But let me see what some of these injury updates are here actually right now. Maybe they're just updates of some previous injuries, it looks like. Mo Wagner's out now for Orlando. He was questionable, or Mo Wagner is out. Yep. Jovic is upgraded to probable here for the Heat. And we got a couple more here, I think, right now. Okoro, probable for the Bulls. Jones is out for the Pistons, Colby Jones. And a couple more here, maybe. Okay. Oh, Watford's out for the Sixers. Okay, let's keep it moving. Clippers and Jazz. Now, here's another one. The Clippers are favored by 10. Now, the Jazz have looked really bad, and the Clippers have had their own problems, but mostly off the court. That's where the Clippers have had their problems here in the offseason with their salary cap, circumventing the salary cap with Kawhi, in trouble with the league. Doesn't feel like there are any, like the penalties have been, we'll see, right? But right now might be okay here. Still going up against the Jazz team, and you're favored by 10. Jazz at home. Keontae George, Lauri Markkanen, Walker Kessler in here, as well as Ace Bailey. Now, Bailey was on the injury list as well coming in, but I think he might be on track here to play. Questionable with an illness, and that was as of yesterday, about 22 hours ago. Here, Jordan Miller is out for the Clippers, but let's see what you guys have here in the chat in this one with the Clippers and Utah coming in. Clippers have struggled historically on the road against Utah, believe it or not. In fact, they've lost 12 of the last 15 games in Salt Lake City. Usually it's even a high-scoring game. Totals have gone over in this series, but we'll see. We know the Clippers are known for their defense. Kawhi's in right now. We'll see how it goes, but another one where I probably thought it was too high. Let's see what you guys got here in this one. I like Walker Kessler, probably is my favorite player here in this one. I'm actually fading Harden a little bit. Maybe I'm fading John Collins. Let's see what you guys have in the chat in this one. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy in there. Okay. Kelly said Utah's trash, so Clippers team total over. Sonny says close it out with like steam. Oh, what is that, Sonny? Like a graphic or something? Like put something like Razor has? Razor never uses that steam machine he bought. Razor, if you're out there, you better send that to me. You're not using it. Send me the steam machine. Razor, put out a word if Razor's not watching. Clippers team total over here for Markel. Walker Kessler, if that's right, you got it. That's just it. Will, you want to do his PRA for sure because of the rebounding in there. Jazz with the point, says Greg. He says at 117-108, that gets it home. Yeah. You know what? I want Sonny. I told Mike, I said, Mike, I'm going to bring a show to, and it's going to be like Jim Cramer. It's going to have a bunch of bells and whistles. And I never kind of did that, but I wanted to do that. It's hard though. It's hard enough to just control these things. Got you guys with the great picks. I hope, I'd run that little thing where now you can do the on screen, but I like how I push it and it brings the score up here. Utah plays basketball good at home for sure. You know what? I would say they should be better. Yeah. Dirty Reg says, I'm on the Clippers this year. I'm on the Clippers every year, Dirty Reg. Hopefully this year's the year. Utah games go low at home, says Greg. Yeah, I think so too. I'm taking Utah here actually in this one. Look, if things start to break down for Utah, make sure we're ready to go and start jumping ship a little bit. That's what it feels like. But in the meantime, I think what you got to do is kind of look at Clippers kind of always have taken this one a little lightly. And the fact that in Utah, maybe that's why they've had some problems too. Maybe it's the locale and the, what goes into playing in a game in Utah. So at least for now, opening night, Utah for me here. But we'll see. If it starts to backfire early, I think I'm ready to go with Utah against Utah. But tonight, let's take Utah. Next up, the Spurs and the Mavs. Can you say MVP Wembanyama? I'm trying to think of some kind of funny acronym, but for Wembanyama here, I'm actually probably not overwhelmed with Wembanyama here in this game, but man, he should have a great year. Actually, I would look to Vassell tonight in this game here for the Spurs, and you know what? I don't mind Cooper Flag. I definitely don't mind Cooper Flag, and maybe Clay also with the numbers that I saw so far. But let's see how you have it here with the Spurs and the Mavericks here tonight. Dallas has been dominant at home against the Spurs. They've won 7 out of the last 8, covering the spread 5 of 6 times, and that kind of comes with now because of the division teams. A lot of those games with this current lineup, if you will, not with Flag obviously, but the Anthony Davis, the PJ Washington, the Derek Lively. So Kyrie out, Gafford out, Exum out. So key injuries here, but also Spurs key injuries. Sohan out, Fox out, Olynyk out. Does that have enough out to want to take you off the total here possibly in this game? The total has fallen, is currently at 225.5 here right now, and the spread is 2.5. So some players definitely missing here. Actually, Gafford is doubtful. I did say out, but I think he does have officially a doubtful tag in this game. So let's go in the chat here. Hopefully we got some picks from you guys in this game, but let's see what you got here. The steam came in on the Spurs, but like I said, Dallas has done pretty well in this series. Let's see what you got here. Okay, here we go. Markel says take Clay's threes. Robert's on Dallas here. So am I, Robert. I think I'm going to be playing the Spurs. Will the Spurs, are they just turning into a public team? You got to wonder. And yes, there's concerns, right? Anybody can have concerns about this Dallas team a little bit, whether or not there was regression without Luka now. But Davis, look, I mean, I don't think he's in the locker room yet. Spread too low. Dallas wins here, says Greg. Spurs are easy money. Kelly says, look, Wemby is the defensive player that changes games, right? What's going on? Stock market, big tumble here right now, all of a sudden. Nearly 0.5% there, it looks like. Okay, here we go right now. And let's take a look. Dallas all hype because of Cooper. You know what? It's going to be, I think it's going to be tough on Cooper. I think he might be good to go. I think we'll see. I mean, look, it's just a matter of what you think. Look, Stephon Castle is great improved, right? He does have kind of a knee injury here a little bit coming in, but I think he's good to go. I think that was like last week, but look, Castle can put up numbers, but can he guard Cooper Flag in this game, right? Or we'll see. There could be Vassell on him a little bit too when Clay's wandering around out there looking to shoot a little bit. Artom's on Dallas, and man, could you imagine if someone won Defensive Player of the Year and the regular season MVP? We've seen some greats. It does feel like he's great. Wemby's great. We just needed him to put on some weight. It's getting better all the time. Is AD play? I've got AD in this game for sure. I don't think AD. Let me see. There's a new update here. In fact, the total's dropped here to 224.5 in this game. Yeah, AD not even on the injured list. Sonny says take the over, though, for sure. All right. Cooper is super duper tonight. I look, what I said was, if you remember here on the Sports Money Network, that I think Cooper Flagg is one of those can't miss players, right, that come into the league and is a star. We'll see if it's right away. I don't, it's tough for being young, especially being as young as he is. But give it time. I mean, he's not going to be one of those, he's not going to be one of those flops. He's not going to be one of those guys that will say, man, whatever happened to? I think we'll be saying at minimum, is he a Hall of Famer or just a great player? And maybe even beyond that. I think he's that guy. Okay. Maybe taking Dallas. Kelly says we got AD. Not out of the game yet. Kelly's not in the locker room yet. All right, the Kings and the Suns here in Phoenix. Get ready to go here with this one with the Kings. Funny, Sacramento, I don't know where you want to put them right now. They've had the upper hand on Phoenix. They've covered 8 of 11 meetings here in Phoenix. Tough to say. I mean, you might have Sacramento rated as one of the lowest, if not the lowest rated team in the league here, but at least they give Phoenix a little bit of a battle. And where do you have Phoenix? I mean, behind Booker and Grayson Allen, where do you go from there? I mean, obviously Mark Williams here, but he was a little slow to get up and running here for the season. They're missing Jalen Green here. He has a hamstring injury right now for the Kings. No Sabonis here. He's going to miss a few games before getting involved. You got Keegan Murray. He's been out here as well coming in. So, yeah, there's some issues here for Sacramento as well, and maybe make it so that
Steam play.
Phoenix could get something done. Let's see what you guys have in the chat in this one with Sacramento and Phoenix here tonight. Not much. Not much in the chat. How many? Oh, what a prop. What a prop. Let's do it, Will. What do you think it is? Let's set our own line. Anthony Davis versus Joel Embiid. Games played. I've got to go with AD, though. I really do. I'd go with AD all the way, I would think, in this one, don't you? AD, for as much as we've made fun of him, he's actually gotten stronger, right? He's played more and more games every year from some of his real injury-prone years. We know with these guys, one injury is going to sideline him, and you could lose the prop. But I think I'd have to make Davis the actual favorite. So I don't know. I'd set the line here at Davis 72 and Embiid 60. I better go 65 so I don't it might be 60. It might be 60, right? I'm going to say 12 game difference. Someone write it down and come back here in May and let's see if we're close. I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to go with Davis over under 70, Embiid over under. I'll go 62.5 for Embiid's over under. How's that? Anybody agree or disagree, or is that a good line? Okay, let me get these plays in. Suns will look better without KD. You know what? I think for Houston, I think KD is it's going to be a strong situation. Hopefully he stays healthy. He looked good tonight. I know he fouled out, but I think this is finally the right spot. I know a lot of these things, maybe he's a chemistry, and maybe we'll be making fun of him later and saying KD screwed this whole thing up. But for right now, it looks like the right situation for KD in Houston, giving the young players that they have who are awesome help there, okay? Booker double-double for Markelle. Suns at home used to be an underplay. Don't worry, Kelly. They might be again tonight, I think, here, believe it or not. Kings here for Robert. And Timmy Chushu talking NCAA football. I saw the first NCAA basketball lines for the 2 big games there to start the season. Did you guys see those last night? Embiid Here plus 4,000. He's got it. AD. He probably means minus 300 there. Phoenix overrated and overvalued. Yeah, Wembanyama, definitely the beginning of something, I think is what Sonny is saying. Yep, that's going to be great with those two teams. And Sonny, the thing that, right, I think you can say that Houston and their young bulk talent too, right? Going to be the Texas. Remember, they used to say the toughest thing to do was go into the Texas Triangle. You'd have to play all three teams. They don't quite do that anymore. Okay, yeah, KD looked good last night, and you know what? He might be terrible at social media, but he's a pretty swell guy. All right, and what is he going to play? Who's going to play in that? I heard that we're going to play a game in Rucker Park. Is it this year or next year? Do you guys know what that is? And you guys follow Rucker Park? Have you ever seen the video of KD? Remember when KD was still, I think he was still in college, right? Or was just graduating, and he went to Rucker Park and he was dropping those points on those guys. And the announcer, I am, and KD was dropping it from like 40 feet, like shot after shot, and the game stopped. Like the crowd rushed on the court because he was so awesome. I don't even know what happened. I don't even think they were keeping score at that point. He just kept coming down and making these 40-foot shots in Rucker Park. The fan, after he hit like the third or fourth one in a row, they just came onto the court, just like. But I think they said the NBA, and it may go with some renovation there and build like a little. They are planning on it, or I don't think it's this year, maybe it's next, but playing a regular season game in Rucker Park. I think it's a great idea. I think it'd be flipping awesome, right? But I guess they can't have the announcer out, but they can have him do it from the sideline. But if you're watching those games in Rucker Park, the announcer's on the court when the game's being played. He's like stands right in the middle. There he goes. All right, I'm having fun with you guys today here on the Sports Money Network. Probably because the NBA opening night is pretty exciting, huh? Even the old man's getting excited here. Okay, I'm going to play the total in this game here between Sacramento and Phoenix here tonight, and I'm going to have to go under in this one, actually, between Sacramento and Phoenix. I got another under here, pretty much under in every game. Total here 228.5. All right. Oh, we got a few more comments from you guys. I don't think this game is floating your boat here a little bit. Let's see here. There's Stop Geo. And no Fred, right? Yeah, no Fred at this point, but they'll be bad. They'll get, they got a good team. Greg says wrong team's favorite here. I think he likes Is it Sacramento, the game he likes? Mark Williams to go over there. Bully ball versus no Sabonis, right? These are some key injuries. I think, no Sabonis, Keegan Murray. Now, granted, Jalen Green, you definitely want Jalen Green in there, but right now he'll be reevaluated by this weekend. He was injured in that China series. And will any games go overtime? Oh, that's interesting. Will, yeah. I don't know. The closer the game, I know the overtime is less odds, but it's always such a good odds that, I like close games with the home underdogs. Over 230 says no defense from this one. Okay, I get it, Greg. And again, my numbers came in lower, and believe me, I won't be on all unders tomorrow. If we get 10 overs tonight and I'm totally wrong, I'll make my adjustments to my numbers, but I'm sticking with the numbers here on the beginning. All right. It went under crazy, right? Timmy, if you listen closely, I got a few overs in there. I know that. All right. One last one here. Timberwolves and Trailblazers with the Wolves favored on the road here by 4. Total 220. Look at that. This is a low. This is like the low total on the board other than the Miami game. 220. So remember when we got to the playoffs last year and we were starting to really go under there? I know this is playoffs, so it could be freewheeling tonight. Maybe that's what's going on, and I'm just too stubborn to admit it, and I'll just stick with like the average score of a game in the NBA over the last year is not as high as any of these numbers, but some of them are. Okay. Here we go. Wolves and Trailblazers in this one. Portland's own, believe it or not. Now, this goes back. I mean, they are Western Conference foes, so they play several times a year, but still, Portland's won 20 of the last 25. And this Portland team, all of a sudden, I mean, this Wolves team, they're not getting any younger. I mean, they got a couple young guys, but look at, with Rudy in there, with Conley. Ant is actually has a injury status in this game. His status is unquestionable as of last night. I don't think we've learned anything more yet. He's battling back spasms, so that sounds like trouble right there already. Right now for Minnesota a little bit, even if he's out there, right? I don't know if you've ever done anything in your life with a back problem, right? You're always thinking any moment you're like, don't do this move or it's gonna do that shooting nerve pain thing. Well, back spasms, but still okay. But anyways, so Portland's been owned in this matchup. Last 25 meetings, covering frequently in those meetings. Minnesota has struggled on the road in Portland for sure, and the total, it goes under a lot. Goes under more than it goes under between Minnesota and Portland. Probably should be a little bit more specific here than you got with you guys. Just taking my word for it, but let me see if I can get the number here. I was kind of generalizing on a lot of the trends here today, but I'll be more trendy once we start. You know how it is, game one here. And like I said, I still use some of the trends from last year, more so the sides and the totals a little bit. But for Minnesota and Portland here, let's see here. Oh, 5 of the last 7 have gone over. See, so hey, I'm not always right, but I'm going to go with Portland in this one as my play. Give me the Blazers here in this one tonight, and the morning steam of basketball segment's over anyway. Minnesota's actually won 6 of the last 8 meetings, so that's funny that how much was it a dominant series before that for Minnesota there? Before that, they really were dominating them. Kind of want to look at that. All of a sudden, the segment's over. I'm not going to fret here. Looking at more trends after I've already come in with a bunch of trends, but let me see what it is actually. Portland 20 of 25 at home. Okay, see, Portland 20 of 25 at home, 12-3-1. Last 16 at home against Minnesota. So Minnesota has started to turn around here a little bit, and that kind of coincides, I guess, with Portland's little bit of a decline here. Obviously, they're starting to perk it up here a little bit, it feels like, and Minnesota obviously has been, going strong, just can't get over the hump. But look, we're coming to like this Portland team a little bit, and hopefully we'll get the team back together, but with a Holiday, with Avija and Kamara, and a tough matchup for Sharp tonight for sure, and for Klingon against Rudy, but I'll take Portland. All right, you can make your picks in the chat. That's it for basketball. Yeah, Sonny said, I think they're trying to get the Rucker game together. Maybe it hasn't been officially approved. They said they just wanted to do it a little bit, I think. Kind of want to know about it, right? We're going to get ready to go to college football here next. But is the NBA going to Rucker Park soon? And let's see. The NBA Slam Summer Class. No, nothing quite yet. Okay, I think I'm ahead of Chat GPT there. I think I heard that it was. Okay, I want to see how the Trailblazers look tonight, says Timmy. Greg says 112 to 108. That's right on the number again there. Robert says the Timberwolves in the first half. And I think that's it. Okay, thanks a lot, you guys. Great. 12. Do you like, guys, do you like the two nationally televised high-profile games? Or do you like 12 games on one day? I think we like 12, right? College football tonight. Let's see if we can't find the winners here with Middle Tennessee State taking on Delaware here in this one. And check it out here with Delaware here, a 9-point favorite. And just getting word here that Jalen Williams still questionable for that next game as well against Indiana. That one just in here. Okay, Middle Tennessee here comes in 1-5 so far this season. They're struggling certainly to find some consistency here. Historically, the Blue Raiders here on these weeknight conference games, it kind of are low-scoring affairs. But Delaware so far, they've shown promise with these wins so far. I mean, this has been a revelation here for the Blue Hens a little bit, coming in here with some wins right now. And yeah, maybe they trend a little bit under here, I think. But you'd think Delaware as a 10-point favorite could kind of score and win this game. But can they cover here against the Middle Tennessee team that, yeah, they're 1-5 here right now, but they are getting nearly double digits. I think they probably keep it close, especially if it is a lower scoring game and doesn't get maybe to 50 points in this one. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here in this matchup. Conference USA.
Major line move.
Okay, in the chat. Here we go. Will Johnson lost a dime on Delaware. He's not doing anything with him. Big Al's on Delaware says, oh, I don't know if I can say that, Kelly. Just check out at Big Al's. Just take Big Al's. We love you, Big Al. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to give away your video there. But he's he's the greatest when it comes to the historical trends. Although Delaware, I don't know what historical trends, right? Under here for R. Thompson. Who's Delaware to be given 9 points? Give me Middle Tennessee State, says Greg. Terrell says, I don't know, Terrell. Look, I love KD more than most, but I think he's brought some teams down. Look, he got the ring with Golden State. We love him. But I think that's been part of the problem, it feels like, for KD is bringing these teams down, especially when, like I said, I think here with the Houston, I think it's the mesh of a star like KD and the young players that look up to him. And I think we saw it last night, even in the loss. Kelly teasing him here. Robert's going on with the over. And Will says, not after last week. I'm not trusting Delaware anymore. Me neither. Give me Middle Tennessee here plus points tonight. Delaware, nice story. Hey, if they win, that would be great. We saw one of those. Who was it last night? Western Kentucky, bowl eligible? Hey, the steam's coming in right now on the Detroit Red Wings. We're about to get to the hockey segment here. Tell you what. I know you can't hear it on the air, but there is thunderstorms big time behind my back here in the satellite studios. I can hear almost less than every minute. There's another thunderstorm going out. Greg says 34-27 Delaware. And boy, that lightning, that thunder is loud. Okay, I'm on Middle Tennessee here in this one. I'm going to spend too much time here on these crummy games, but at least we got some football here tonight. Missouri State and New Mexico State. Missouri State also, getting their feet wet here in FBS here this season. Remember when they used to be Southwest Missouri State? New Mexico State, meanwhile, hey, they've been around the block a few times. We know that. But here they are now in Conference USA hosting tonight the Missouri State Bears. Missouri State in its first season at FBS, maybe still adjusting a little bit here right now, but they've done pretty well. I think they've got, 3 wins so far this season. Meanwhile, New Mexico State, pretty strong at home, covering 13 of their last 18. They've only won 5 of their last 12. They actually were getting a streak there of underdog covers at home in the past. They've actually been kind of good. Now they're coming into Conference USA a little bit. Hey, they can be okay here. 8 of the last 9 games have gone over in conference play here for New Mexico State. But, man, I think at home here, look, New Mexico State's going to score early, and they're going to put Missouri State trying to play catch-up mode. I think this one's going to end up being a higher scoring game possibly, but I like New Mexico State actually in this one to get the money here tonight. I think when you look at the lineups here, you got for New Mexico State, look, they should be able to run the ball pretty good. Missouri State's one of the worst in the country against the run. So with Kadarius Callaway, he's smashed his props here over the last 2 games. He really was just a bit player, and now he's really stepped up into the role here at running back. Kadarius Callaway could have a big game tonight. And I also like Gavin Harris possibly to reach the end zone here for New Mexico State. Now, for Missouri State, Deuce Bailey had an incredible game against Middle Tennessee, 278 yards, threw for a touchdown as well. I say incredible because they weren't really – ooh, guys, did you hear it? I'm getting scared. Oh my gosh, the thunder is so close. But some players missing here as well for Missouri State. They might be a little bit shorthanded here. I'm taking New Mexico State to win this one at home over Missouri State here tonight on the Morning Steam Show. All right, we got 3 games in hockey. Here we go with your comments. Kelly, it's loud. Did you guys hear it even a little bit, though? It's hard to pick up on the mic, but, it is roaring here in Vegas tonight. Here they are, 3-3. Thank you, Will. Greg says 27-21 here for New Mexico State. How about that? Justin's also got the Aggies here, and so does Jimbo. We used to call that a consensus, guys, remember? R. Tom's likes it under, though. Nice to have our Tom's back here. Okay, hope that's a good handicap. And let's go to hockey here real quick. 3 games. I've kept you here kind of long here today. Scares me every time, you guys. You hear it? Do you hear it? Or is it not picking up on the mic? All right, here we go. Wild and the Devils here in this one with Minnesota on the road. Gustafson expected here in goal in this one, going up against the Devils. I think Dawes here goes. So going with the bat. I believe this is Dawes' first start. Confirmed in goal here tonight. Yeah, I think this is Dawes' first start. For Gus here, 2-3, 303 goals against coming into this one. And let's see here. Minnesota so far, I think they've looked pretty good on the road so far. They come in here also 3-1 overall. 4-3 on the puck line, over in 4 of their 7 games. Now the Devils have been strong here, looking good, man, haven't they? With a 4-1 record so far, 3-2 on the puck line. New Jersey's been solid, but they've actually struggles against the puck line against Minnesota at home, but here they're only $1.35 or so right now. Devils looking strong here right now. Now, Minnesota does have the historical edge, I think, in this series on the road, but it is East-West here, and definitely low scoring between these teams when they have met. I've got it right now on screen there, I think at 5.5 over 30, but the total here is Yeah, it's pretty much that. So I'm going to let's see here in this one with Minnesota and New Jersey here. Man, New Jersey's so hot right now. Is this for real? Are they really going to keep this going? Right now, the line is probably too high, but I guess I'm going to still take New Jersey in this one. Let's see what you guys have. I really think I really think the value's on Minnesota. I shouldn't be crossing up the value here a little bit. They heard it. You guys heard it. Yeah, Justin probably thought I was, the flatulence here. Okay, Greg's a Devils
Consistent
fan.
play.
Will's a Devils fan as well. And Robert here on the Devils. So a lot of Devils. I kind of was going to be that guy. I was kind of, because I don't think the price is actually that good. Now, maybe because if this is for real, maybe it's a good price, actually. $1.35 or so might be a bargain. But look, Minnesota, we know they're still a pretty decent team. The Devils, though, are scoring 3.8 goals a game. What's going on here? This is the Devils. Fernando's on the over. Hughes, an anytime goal. Beatty with an assist. And Will says I just had to lay the money line. Stop Geo says no Mitch Rob, no Hart, Cat to go off. Nine Legacy says Minnesota on the money line. Greg says they are for real. And I sure do want some tacos here right now. I remember I talked about the Taco Bell thing with Review Bra, and it was a burrito, flaming hot burrito is apparently like a really good thing here from Taco Bell. I don't know if I'm going to get it because I don't know if I like flaming hot Cheetos in my burrito, but that's what they had. And if Review Bra liked it, it's probably pretty good. Navy is taking some steam right now in college football this weekend. They're playing Florida Atlantic. Navy was a 12-point favorite, I think, in the opener at Circa. They're up to 15.5 right now, I think. Navy taking the steam against Florida Atlantic big time. And also enjoyed reading that story about Chris Mortensen's son and his first win of his career last weekend against University of Alabama, Birmingham, talking about how he rallied that team together when they were all pretty upset that they lost Trent Dilfer, who's obviously a very popular man with his team, even if he wasn't doing very well on the field. And, for a burrito. I think it's a burrito, Fernando, with some rice in there as well. And Will doesn't take well to Taco Bell. I always have a good experience with Taco Bell myself. And there's no doubt, Stop Geo. I'm from San Diego, and look, everyone, if you like where you get your Mexican food, that's fine. But I miss San Diego very, very much because I believe here, world travel. Well, I don't travel anymore, but I think for me, I think San Diego has the best Mexican food in the world, maybe outside of Mexico anyway, and they might be better than that. All right, give me in this one the Devils. Let's keep it going. Let's wrap up the show. Red Wings and Sabres here with Talbot in goal here going against Lyon. Red Wings coming 5-1. Is this for real? We just heard they took the steam here a short time ago. Buffalo was actually favored there $1. I don't even know if it was even $1.15, but they were favored for a moment. Not anymore. Well, it's still barely favored. In fact, some books still have it a pick 'em here right now, but it looks like the Red Wings might be moving to the slight favorite here right now. And the total, it might be 6 flat. It looks like it's actually going up. But if it was 6.5 under, I'm going to call it 6/15 here. I mean, I might be going down. That's what I meant to say. Let's see how you have it, though, here in this one. Red Wings and Sabres. For the Red Wings here right now, coming in here, obviously hot, man. Can you believe it? 5-1 here so far for the Red Wings. 5-1 on the puck line, 2-4 to the under. These two teams are 3-9 to the under so far. Buffalo, they were kind of strong at home down the stretch last year, even though they were already toast. But at home against Detroit, they've never really done that well on the puck line, especially when they've been favored against Detroit. In fact, they've won, I believe, check it here, I think 10 out of the last 13 meetings between the two. Let's see if I got that here real quick. Yeah, Buffalo's won 10 out of the last 13 between the two teams coming in. 5 straight games have gone over between the two teams here in Buffalo, and 9 of the last 12 meetings between the two have gone over. So, man, I kind of wanted to take the under here at 6.5, but let me see if you guys are playing it here, and I'll chime in. But yeah, I'm going under, you guys. I know this series has been an over, but I've got an under here. I'll probably end up having to buy it up to 6.5 under 35 or something like that. But I do that. Look, don't buy points. Don't buy runs in base. Don't buy the hook. In hockey, I'm buying it. Look, the final scores of hockey games, I don't know if you notice this. It's usually like 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. Yeah, maybe it's 5-3 sometimes, 5-4, 6-3 once in a while. It's usually 4, 5, 6, or 7, right? So buying a half a goal, look at the price, if it's, $2.15 or it might be, but if you're hanging around buying a half a goal and you're only laying $1, it's your side. I'm not saying just, but $1.65 or something, you can do it. You do it. You ladder it a little bit. You put a little on 6.5. And you put a little on 5.5 plus money if you're on the under or something like that, or vice versa. All right, you guys are going crazy with Taco Bell. Fernando, we've all seen the video. I don't have a problem with the ground beef at Taco Bell. It's some of the most delicious food. And I don't know, my tummy agrees with it. My tummy, I don't want to get into it. But as I'm getting older, the cheaper the bread, I've learned I gotta go now. I mean, I used to just go for like the Wonder, whatever lasted the longest, because I've always been single. I need the bread to last. But now I gotta go with like organic bread. I need like the best ingredients you can get. What does that mean, you guys? I didn't ask ChatGPT yet, but I need as good a bread as if I go with highly processed bread, that's the problem. That's where the problems start. Here's Greg says Detroit 4-3, Red Wings 4. Bobby. And Will just flip-flopped. Oh, my gosh. Or no, flip teams there. Yeah. Oh, and Greg says even for baseball, he thinks it's important. Hi, Tom. Tom Regard, everybody. I'm going under Buffalo. Last game. Here we go. We made it. You guys made it with me. I was with you for almost 2 hours today, you guys, and we didn't even have that big a schedule, but having a nice time with you guys today. You guys cheered me up big time. I've been feeling pretty down here for the last couple of days, so probably because of the few L's here, but now it's basketball season. We'll get it going. Canadians and Flames here, my Canadians on the road taking on Calgary. What's wrong, Calgary? Boy, did we see this coming? 1-6 here right now. Montreal 5-2, 2-5 on the puck line. So Montreal winning those 1-goal games for sure, averaging 3.6 goals a game. Flames just averaging 1.7 goals per game, allowing 5.9 goals per game. Wanted to also mention here real quick. I had the wrong goal, had Lyon in there for the Sabres. Colton Ellis will be the goaltender here for Buffalo today. I believe this is I want to say it's his NHL debut here for Colton Ellis. He is likely the goalie today for Buffalo. And let me see here. I'm going to look at Ellis here real quick. You guys may know, but I think this is his debut. Yeah. Third round pick by the Blues from 2019. Spent most of his career in the AHL and the East Coast Hockey League. So this will be his first game here, Colton Ellis for the Sabres today. I'm not going to change my pick. I'll still roll with the under here. Okay, Montreal and Calgary, Montembeault and Wolf expected here in this one. And Montreal, they've actually done very well against Calgary, covered the puck line in 8 of the last 9 against the Flames, and 4 of the last 5 on the road, they've covered the puck line. Calgary's struggling against Montreal. I think they've actually lost 5 straight against them overall. These teams tend to go under. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under, and I'm going to go under with Montreal. I'm going under in all 3, or no, let's see. I'm going under in this one. Going under with Montreal and Calgary. Okay, guess that's it. A few comments here from you guys, and the show will be over. Hey, hopefully, make sure this is your chance right now to comment in the chat if you want to win 1 month of free plays from me. I think we're going to win a few games here. Like I said, I've been feeling like I'm not clicking too much here over the last couple of days, but we'll get them here. My hockey is bumming me out, but we'll get it here. Couple plays from you guys on this last game here. Greg says National League games are 1-run games, period. Timothy says got the Canadians. Robert's on the Canadians here as well. And Kelly said, I figured it out. Better ingredient. I used to never be like the organic guy. I was always like, give me the cheapest. Now I'm like, I'm like that commercial with the Sprouts. Oh, that's like, it's like me at the end of the night. Oh, all right. Thank you for the sports money. Appreciate that. I think he's doing a subtle. I think Mike is taking a dig. I think he's taking a dig at me. He says, click the like button, Ramon. Okay. Thank you, Greg. Yeah, right. We talked about everything here today, didn't we? Thank you, Justin. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to do the drawing here right now, but while Mike's here, let's put him on the screen and hear from him and Winnable.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
Okay, thanks, Mike. And yeah, you can get more plays from me at winnable.com/Ramon. This is how you get more plays from me and keep me coming back here to the Sports Money Network and doing the Morning Steam. If you'd like to see this show here on the Morning Steam, keep on subscribing to those free picks. It really is less than 50 cents a month when you subscribe to my picks here for $19.95 a month. And look, you can try them here right now if you win this contest. And get the renewal, it'll be even less. Aaron, if you're around making a comment every day, you probably just will never have to pay, quite frankly. Appreciate everyone who's taken advantage of the free plays. Let's run it here right now with Mikey here and see who wins. Sports Money, 9 Legacy, Kelly, Tom, Art Tomps, Justin, and the winner is Bobby Mack. Gonna get a free month. Bobby Mack. All right, another free. Bobby's got a lifetime subscription, pretty much. He's my man. So thank you as always, Robert, for all your contributions here to make it the type of show that I like, doing the picks from me, but also getting picks from people who take their handicapping seriously like you do. So appreciate that. We'll meet up one day, I'm sure. Okay. That's going to do it here for the Morning Steam. Really appreciate you guys joining me here on the show. And we'll be back tomorrow, more Morning Steam, 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 Pacific. Hey, you want to get started tonight on that MMA handicapping? Check me out with BB MMA Picks. Our guest this week was Clint from the Die Hard MMA podcast. You know him. You know him on this channel. Still great entertainer and analyst for MMA. So please check us out here on the channel with VB MMA picks, and well, get the picks for this weekend for UFC 321 from Abu Dhabi, and we'll be here this weekend. Remember, I think I've got the day off, but morning steam will be very, very short that day. Actually, we're going to get right into it with the guys. They'll have the UFC coverage here on Saturday at 9:45 Eastern, 6:45 Pacific time AM. So we'll cover basketball. I've got another show that I cover college football on, so I will probably do it over there with college football. But we'll be here. We got to have our NBA. We've got to have our NHL, and we'll do that on the show for the 45 minutes leading up to, and I'll come on a little earlier on Saturday so we get those plays in. Then I'll be on another channel, maybe with the college football for that day, while the guys are going with the UFC here this weekend with that big heavyweight championship. Man, that's going to be awesome here this weekend. Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gahn. Aspinall, of course, off of that revenge win over Blades. Remember, Aspinall got that injury when he lost. He came back and beat Blades, defending his interim title. And now with Gahn here, maybe we can hopefully get that. Gahn's won a couple in a row. Remember, he beat Volkov last time out. So should be a great time this Saturday. You're going to want to join us. And don't forget, First Strike tonight as well. The guys will have their picks getting ready here for the weekend as we get ready for a great sports. This is already a great sports week, right? With the NBA. My Chargers are playing tomorrow night. I can't wait for that. I can't wait to enjoy watching my Chargers play. And thank you, everybody in the chat as well. Here we go. Who else? Jimbo, thank you. Robert's got Galatasaray today. And here's Sports Money. For more Sports Money things, I've taken everything to heart here. Kelly, thank you for the hearts, and also for Robert as well, and Jimbo. And thanks to everybody. All right, don't forget to join Mikey Money today at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Get you ready for the prime time show. And then tonight it is Wednesday, so I believe we've got Sean tonight with the betting throwdown. And eventually I'll be joining Sean on his show on Wednesday night, and if we get one going on Tuesday as well, and try to expand that. Not until high school football season's over, though, because I do some programming on locally, if you will, Wednesdays and Fridays. So hopefully I can join him. Robert says we're ready for all 4 sports at once, right? That'll be Friday, I think, right? We got Friday Sports Equinox, no doubt about it. All right, that's it for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steal. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.